Hello, everyone. Marissa Shadrick here going live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a great day today. Today's Wednesday. It is April 1st. It is the first of the month, the first of a second quarter, the first of new beginnings, the first of new possibilities. Even in the midst of everything that's going on these days, there is always hope and there's always possibilities. I am going to broadcast daily now, beginning April 1st, which is today. So happy April 1st. And I'm going to bring a little bit of information each day, a tip, maybe some insights, maybe a commentary on some things that are going on today, just various topic informations related to online business, because I'm an online content strategist and certified copywriter. And I want to be able to equip you, if you're thinking about being in the online space, just be able to equip you with the tools you need, the information you need, even answer questions. I'm going to give you my email address later in the show so that you can send me your questions and I can address those questions live. We're in this together and we are better together. So I want to come alongside you where you are in this online journey and support you as best as I can. So first thing I want to do, I just want to acknowledge and I want to thank all of the people that are serving us today, that are in the front lines, literally serving in hospitals, all the doctors and the nurses, everyone that is in that service base, including the grocery store clerks. Thank goodness for them that are there allowing us to buy some things that we need for the home. I just want to acknowledge and thank everyone that is serving us so well right now in the midst of everything that's going on. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've run across many people, my peers, that their spouse is in hospitals. They're either a nurse serving, and so appreciate it. What would we do without all of you doing what you're doing? And so we pray that you will be safe and protected. And I just wanted to start off the day that way. And it's always good to start off a day in gratitude. So today what I have for you is I have 5 myths when it comes to creating an online presence that may derail you, or maybe it has you thinking, yeah, that's probably not for me. Well, I'm the type of person that is very positive, and I see potential. I just don't see limitations. Part of it, I think, is how I grew up. My dad was like that, and so it kind of transferred over to me. What held me up in the past was a lot of insecurity and hangups that I had in my head. It wasn't necessarily the truth that there is possibility. It was I got tangled up in myself. And so as I overcame a lot of those fears, I started embracing the possibility, because I always believed things were possible for someone else, but not for me, right? Have you ever thought of that? Things are possible. There's unlimited possibilities for this person and this person and this person, but not for me. So I'm hoping that with these 5 myths, we're going to just debunk some of these things that maybe are preventing us from moving forward. So let me see if I can put this up here. The first one, hang on just a second. Let me get my pick going right here. The first one is, I am not creative. I think I numbered only the first one here. I am not creative. I spoke not that long ago in a Facebook Live about creativity, and I went into more depth. But I just want you to know that we are physically created with creativity. And it's not, I'm not coming from a spiritual perspective, although that too is true. We're made in the image of God, and God is creative, therefore we're creative. But physically, we have a right and left hemisphere in the brain. Okay. And the right hemisphere of the brain is the creative part. It's the part that has the imagination and the insights. It's the part where music appreciation and music creativity exist in the right hemisphere. So that that part of the brain, we have that. It's there. The problem is we don't cultivate it enough. We are often working out of the left hemisphere of the brain. We are doing tasks, we're doing tech, or we're editing, or we're doing something constructive. Maybe we're taking care of our bills and our bookkeeping online. We're doing all this left brain activity. And then when we think we need to sit down and create, we feel stuck. We feel like I'm not creative. We lean into that default. I'm here to tell you that you are creative. We just need to stimulate creativity. We need to give that right hemisphere, that right part of our brain, an opportunity to be creative. Give that white space. And sometimes it's as easy as just getting up from your desk and going to a different location in your house. Maybe even if you have a backyard, maybe even going in the backyard, listening to some music that will stimulate that side of the brain, and begin to just, what I love to do is just, they call it brain dump, where you just start writing, and depending on what you're trying to create, if you're trying to write an article, or if you're just trying to brainstorm some ideas, maybe for your business, I just write. No, nothing that I write is wrong. Okay? I give myself permission to just write lots of ideas, and then I circle some of the better ideas, and then on another sheet of paper, I start with those better ideas, and I write until I exhaust myself. So sometimes it's just moving to a different location that helps us. Journaling helps us as well early in the morning. It's a great time when we're not congested with the day. We can journal and write down thoughts and do some soul searching. If you're a person of faith, you're reading your Bible, it's a good time to write some thoughts down. A lot of times that can initiate creativity. Oftentimes, when I was blogging, when I was doing Find Your Brave, and when I was writing on fear for 5 years, a lot of the content came from that quiet time early in the morning, believe it or not. I would think of illustrations. I would think of stories in my past that would be a good topic to support a point, a good illustration to support a point. And so a lot of that came from that. So there's different things that we can do. We can completely unplug. That's another one. We can just cut off the technology, the social media for a time being. We don't want to live in a cave, but we can just unplug for a little bit and give ourselves some space to think and create. Like right now, today's April 1st. We're in the beginning of the second quarter. It's a great time to think, what do I want to accomplish April, May, and June? By the end of June, is there something that I want to accomplish? And it doesn't have to be all business related. It could be, maybe I want to declutter my house so that it doesn't feel, so congested in the house, where I feel like things are clean and organized. Maybe you just want to do that so that you can begin to work in different parts of your house and not have to look at the things that need to be picked up or the things that need to be done. It could be any kind of goal that's going to help you better you. And then it could be health, which is a great segue for the next thing that you can do to be creative, is take care of yourself, get enough sleep. It's really hard to be creative if you don't get enough sleep. So the first thing that the first myth we're going to debunk is I am not creative. The second one we're going to debunk, and let me put a number 2 on this one. The second one we're going to debunk is I need to be more. This comes right, the root to this is comparison. When we say I need to be more, we're comparing ourselves to someone else, thinking that we're not measuring up. So this can be a slippery slope when we do this. We try so much, and I heard this somewhere, and I don't know where, I don't know if it was a quote. We try so much to be different when we were meant, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. We try so hard to be like everyone else when we were meant to be different. Sorry, it's early morning. I ran out of my coffee. So yes, we try to be like everyone else when we We're meant to be different. We were meant to be different. What we bring to the table is unique, and it's our own perspective, and it's connected to our own stories. It's original because it's you. And so we don't need to try to be like someone else. And we are enough because we have been created with purpose by God. And if you don't believe in God, you can appreciate the science behind who you are, right? Just the anatomy, your brain, how everything works without you even thinking about it. You can appreciate the science behind it. And so you have to realize that when you say, I need to be more how? A lot of times it's maybe insecurities that maybe we don't have a degree or we don't feel like we have the credentials for something. Well, what is it? What type of transformation do you want to bring to people? That's what counts. If you bring transformation, if you bring an answer to a problem or a solution of some sort, that's what people want. They don't really care about your credentials. I mean, granted, you don't want to be flaky, but if you have an answer to something and you're willing to share that with people, that's what they want. When I see things online, if I need an answer and I see a book, I may have never run across that author before, but I'm not going to look him up and see what his credentials are and see if he's a speaker as well and see what other books he's written. Maybe it's his first book. If that book resonates with me, I'm going to buy it because I need an answer, a solution. So don't think you need to be more. The third myth that we're going to debunk, and let me go here and change this real quick. Sorry, I should have numbered each one of these, is I am too late. As long as there are problems in the world and answers that people want, we are not too late. We are not too late. And there's many people that talk on the same subject. I know a lot of my peers that talk on clarity. I talk about clarity as well in a lot of the coaching groups I have because it's an important piece. A lot of people talk about mindset, but they bring to the table a uniqueness because they bring their own stories, their own application. And sometimes we just need to hear it from a different direction, from a different perspective before we get it. I mean, how oftentimes do we hear something 2-3 times? It's not till the 7th time that we get it, right? So you are not too late, my friend. You are not too late. What you need to do is to begin to find that starting point and figure out, keep the end in mind. What is the end in mind when I'm taking this first step? What am I hoping to accomplish? And kind of work backwards. That's another subject, but just know that you're not too late. As long as there are problems in the world, you are not too late. The other myth that I want to debunk is I don't have enough time. This one, I'll have to say that I was guilty about this one myself. Don't have enough time. When time was created, it was perfect. It wasn't a problem with it, right? It seemed like, I thought when computers came out, because I was right on board with computers way back when IBM started with computers and they were huge. And I thought they were the greatest thing. We had 3 of them there in the office in a box and nobody opened it. And they thought, what is that? And they thought, it's a computer. It's supposed to help us. And nobody would open the box and pull it out. And I asked, well, can I grab one of the boxes and open it and see what it is? And I plugged it in and looked at it. And before I knew it, I was training people on the computer. And I thought computers were going to make our lives a lot easier and save us time. And it seems the more technology there is, the busier we are because we're on all the time, right? It's like we're accessible all the time by text or whatever, email. I mean, there's so many ways. I get messages on social media and then I get emails and then I get text messages and I go, oh my gosh, if you want to connect with me and it's really important, email me because that's where I'm at all the time is sending emails and things. And I see that first, but we can feel like we just don't have time. Let me just say this, that if you're going to create an online business, it's going to take sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice something. You're going to have to give up something to make space to be able to create your business. And it's going to be at times long hours. It's going to be at times, a little frustrating. It's going to be at times very rewarding as well. That's why you need to start it right. That's why you need to make sure that you have the end in mind. That's why you need to make sure you have all the pieces in place on your strategy, which is what I teach. That is my area. My sweet spot is helping people with strategy so they're not spinning their wheels. And a lot of that came from me blogging for 5 years and never monetizing. I never had a strategy. So I paid a dear price for that. And now I try to help people shorten that learning curve and have a strategy so the time that they do have, they spend that time on the right things, right? What are the right things, you're wondering? Income producing work and growing your platform. I think those two are key. Usually everybody goes in threes, but I think those two are key. What am I going to do today that's income producing work that will bring some revenue? And what am I going to do today that's going to grow my online presence? This show that I'm doing now is going to hopefully grow my online presence. And it's also going to provide a service. I'm bringing content to help people that are starting out, in the online space. So not having enough time is just simply saying, I've put too many things in my basket. My basket's only this big, right? I need to start taking some things out, and maybe I'll come back to it in 3 months or 6 months. And I need to sacrifice a little bit of my time, maybe get up a little earlier, go to bed earlier, not watch TV at night or Netflix, or maybe just do it on Friday and Saturday, binge all you want then. But begin to see that time is good. And we need to just figure out what the priorities are and what we're going to give up, what we're going to delegate, what we're going to set aside, what we're going to wait till later, or maybe even next year. That's not really as critical or urgent right now. And then the last myth that I want to debunk is I have too many limitations. This is more about not so much your degree, like what we talked about earlier, like I need to be more. This is more about your skills. Perhaps you think that you don't have enough tech skills. That's one that comes up a lot. And I often share that my mom, who's 85, she learned to use a little smartphone. She still has like a flip phone, but she learned how to text. She learned how to share images, take photos. She gets images from friends. She is totally connected to her community, her relatives, her friends, because she's very, very social. But she can't get out. She doesn't drive anymore. She's in an assisted living situation. But she learned. She was frustrated in the beginning, but she wanted that connection. So she put the effort in, and man, you should see her now. She flips that phone open and she can make her calls and send text messages. She receives my text messages. She takes pictures of what she needs if she's running out of supplies, and she sends it to me so I can order it on Amazon and have it shipped to her. I mean, she just navigates really, really well with the phone. So we can apply ourselves. And when we think about it, we are surrounded by technology. I mean, we're just surrounded by technology. Even our little remote on your TV. I don't know how many remotes you have, but we have like 4 or 5. It is like, I have my TV in my bedroom. When I want to watch TV, I just go there. I have an Apple, and I just use that one remote. And they've got like 4 or 5. My husband, my daughter, and it's like, you need a course to figure out which remote to use for what. It's like crazy, but we're surrounded by it. Even like the clock, we had daylight savings not that long ago. You got to change the clock in the car. It used to frustrate me because I was always going, which button do I push to change this time? But I had to tell myself, wait a minute, I can use computer programs. There's no reason why I can't just take a minute, apply myself, and change the time. It's really up here when we start getting frustrated and say, I don't know how to use technology. There are so many tutorials. YouTube is full of them. They usually walk you through that you can learn, programs that you need for your business. So don't let technology hold you up. And it's so much better now than it was like even 7 years ago, even 5 years ago. The tools are really getting user friendly now. So when we talk about I have too many limitations, whatever that limitation is that you think you have with skill set, start with your strong skills. Okay? Because there's basically 3 types of mediums when you're going to begin to share content online. There's video, like we're doing right now in a Facebook Live. There's, face-to-face to camera. There's audio, which you see in podcasts. And there's also writing. You can write a blog post, articles, or you can write a guest article for a publication to get engagement. So there's different ways. So start, which are you strongest in? In writing, are you comfortable speaking straight to camera? Are you comfortable just speaking into a microphone and grabbing that audio and sharing that? Find which one you're comfortable with and lead with that, and then develop your soft skills. Okay, develop your soft skills. So that's what I have for you. Let's review real quick. So I'm going to go back to the first one here. The first one was I am not creative. We just debunked that myth, right? The second one is I need to be more. Don't compare, right? We debunked that one. And then the third one was I am too late. We debunked that one, right? As long as there's problems in the world, you are not too late if you have the answer and the solution. The fourth one, I don't have enough time. We debunked that one as well. And then the last one was I have too many limitations. We debunked that as well. So I hope that helped you to be able to, I know this live is a little long, but it's kind of my launch show. I'm going to try to keep the show maybe about 15, 20 minutes, and then you can always watch the replay. I do want to share with you, in light of everything that is going on right now, there's people that are looking for alternatives as far as revenue. And so I'm going to, let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen. Let's see if I can share my screen. I have a little introductory course that was listed at $197. And I have slashed the price of it to $19.97. There are literally, there's like 9 training lessons plus some other additional videos plus some bonus material. And this Fear the Solopreneur digital course is now $19.97. And it's going to help you understand the potential that you have in the online space. And it's going to take you step by step to find your edge of influence and give you a starting point and what you need to do. There is a framework, step-by-step framework to be able to build your business. So this is now $19.97. I don't know how long I'll keep it that way, but I like the fact that this is going to serve people right now, especially people who are trying to find different streams of revenue. And it also, the only reason why I'm not offering it for free, which it'd be great, but I need to just cover a little bit of my overhead. So I dropped it down as low as I can drop it at $19.97. So if you are interested in that, all you have to do is you have to go to, let me see if I can just add this in a banner for you. And that way you'll see it. So let me show that. So you go to, that's my name, marissashadrick.com or marissashadrickresources.com. And if you just get there, you can go to the course directory. There's a course directory there, but just remember Marissa Shadrick Resources. And then you can always go to my website. If you were to go to my website, let me share a screen there. So if you were to go to my website, you could see it right over here where it's on the far right. You see a little button that says resources. And if you click that, then you'll be able to also land in the same spot. So Marissa Shadrick Resources in course directory, and you'll see it there for $19.97, and it's going to get you started. So be sure to check out my website. There's some webinars that are coming up, There's a coaching group I'm going to launch in April. There's some different things. If you're interested in launching and start using this time that you have to begin to get a strategy together, I'm happy to help you out. Or if you want to email me. One last thing I want to share. I do have a page because I understand that this is a difficult time for many. And I want you to know that as a person of faith, I just want to know that you're okay, that you have someone to reach out to. And so I started a page that simply says Marissa Shadrick prayer, marissashadrick.com prayer. So let me copy and paste that for you too. And I just want to make sure that you don't feel alone during this period of time with all the changes and everything that's going on right now. There you go. It's marissashadrick.com/prayer. I built this page so that if anyone has a prayer request, you don't have to sign up for anything. You just post the prayer request. And hopefully as more people start jumping in, people start praying for each other. But I'll be praying for you as well, okay? Because we're better together. We are at the top of the hour. That's it for today. I'm Marissa Shadrick again, online content strategist and certified copywriter, wishing you a wonderful day. And be sure to tune in tomorrow. Take care.